Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left, and this is peak hypocrisy, or otherwise, hypocrisy thy name. The Democrats, once again, from their ivory towers in New York, California, and Silicon Valley, looking down on you as the moral arbiters of virtue. They keep telling people, unite, we must fix the wounds in this country, we must sow the fissure of division that was created by the evil Drumpf man, the evil orange man who was divided the American nation. It is a complete farce. The country, the party of identity politics, the party of intersectionality, academic, dogmatic religion is telling you that we will unite the country under sleepy Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It's absolutely hilarious. It's a joke. It's laughable. After they've attacked you, slandered you, whipped up the country into a frenzy to make your own family members turn on you, your neighbors talk bad about you, people stepping on your property and vandalizing your homes, taking your Trump signs, attacking and assaulting you for wearing a MAGA hat, those are the people that are saying it's time to heal the wounds of division caused by the evil Drumpf men. Give me a break, you absolute buffoons. You are the party of racial segregation, and funnily enough, always have been. But with the help of the media, and even some of these neocons, in an effort to go back to the status quo, they want to call for unification, and I don't get where they get off without the election results officially being verified by the Electoral College coming out and saying this stuff. It's once again optics, emotional manipulation, and trying to convince the low information voter that they are the party of high moral virtue and unity. It's a joke. And the worst part about it, it's actually going to work to a certain extent. But we got to expose this absolute hypocrisy of the leftists in the modern day. But before we get into any of it, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm. And check out the second channel that we made, Hive Mind. It was initially Liberal Hive Mind 2, but I gave it its own identity, and I might change the logo as well at some point, but subscribe there. I'm going to be releasing Hive Mind exclusives every now and then, so check it out. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright, so the headliner for today's video is going to be Michelle Obama. The absolute lack of self-awareness from these corporate liberal elite is unbelievable. Let's remember that tens of millions of people who voted for the status quo, even when it meant supporting lies, hate, chaos, and division, we've got a lot of work to do to reach out to these folks in the years ahead and connect with them on what unites us. I can't even tell if she seriously wrote this. I'm flabbergasted. My brain is not able to absorb the lack of self-awareness and, frankly, the lack of intellect of this tweet. It's completely ridiculous. She essentially says 70 million of you guys voted for a liar, for hate, for chaos and division, but let's unite, you evil, terrible racist. What are you talking about, Michelle Obama? You've spent the last 4 years, you and your crony establishment goons, calling the president a racist, calling all of his supporters a racist, saying they endorse chaos, the chaos caused by the liberal media industrial complex, and the violent liberals on the streets, saying they embrace hate, when every Trump rally is just a massive conglomeration of love and energy and enthusiasm for country, division, where more African Americans and Latinos have voted for a Republican in American history, where everyone is welcome under the Trump banner as an American and not as the color of their skin or the genitalia between their legs, and you have the audacity to say this. It's despicable. It's doublespeak is what it is. This, my friends, is a continuation of skewing the narrative, which is exactly what we've seen on the leftist side of politics for a long time now. It's pure projection at its best. Go on Joe Biden's Twitter feed from pretty much top to bottom from November 5th all the way till today. He's declaring victory and saying, we will unite America, America together. He wants you to casually forget that he called your president, the man you support and voted for, the most racist president in American history, and by virtue that you voted for that person, therefore you must be a deplorable human being. He wants you to forget that he called you chumps. You know, Jim Jordan said it best himself. Democrats want us to forget what they did to Michael Flynn, Brett Kavanaugh, Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, KT McFarland, and the president and his family. They want you to forget that when the president won, they refused to unite. They refused to even accept him as their president, and still to this day have yet to accept him. They want you to forget that Hillary Clinton never conceded the 2016 election. She did maybe on face value, but launched investigations and tried to impeach a duly elected president. They want you to forget that they fabricated an entire Russia hoax to attack the president as a Manchurian candidate, and by virtue called you Russian bots and supporting a puppet of Vladimir Putin. They want you to forget that Hillary Clinton said to Biden right before the election, don't concede if the election is so close. Joe Biden should not concede concede under any circumstance because I think this is going to drag out. They want you to forget that Nancy Pelosi hadn't spoken to the president in over a year and refused to push stimulus for the American people for partisan reasons. And I don't think the American people will forget. Social media, far lefties on Twitter, the media industrial complex itself has been an all-out war campaign, a warpath to attack and slander every single conservative on the streets. I don't think conservatives are going to forget. I don't think the Covington kids are going to forget what the media did to them. The biased coverage, ignoring attacks on Trump supporters while amplifying hoaxes like the Juicy Smollett story, skewing the narrative, every single late night talk show, attacking Trump and his supporters nonstop, SNL, same thing. The powers that be, those who control culture and the narrative, have launched an all-out war campaign against regular middle American folks. They've looked down on those folks as a backwards people in flyover states. Don Lemon literally just last week before the election talking about how people who support the president need to be reprogrammed and they hit rock bottom and he doesn't want to talk to them, he's disowning them. This is the party of unity. This is the party that started the division in the first place. This is the party that implemented the most despicable campaign tactics and slander tactics against the current president, President Donald J. Trump, instead of giving him a fair shot in the first place. This is the party that ignored wrongdoings of Joe Biden and his family and projected them onto the current president and literally launched a criminal investigation to try to arrest him and his family members and put them in jail and impeach them. And the American people are just supposed to overnight forget about it. I don't think that's going to happen. Fundamentally, I just don't think the American people are going to accept that. And whether or not they should is another question entirely, and I don't have the answer to that. And to pretend as if the left is going to unite with the right in the first place, they want the right to succumb, bend the knee, and just accept everything, ignore any type of investigation, accept Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as their supreme leaders, and just submit. But the left has no intention of submitting. AOC disinterested in moderate push to work with GOP. Surprise, surprise, surprise to no one. We can't memory hole what the radical left has done to American cities over the last couple months. We can't memory hole the burning buildings, the assaults, the loss of life, the burning of the American flag, the assault on police officers, the constant assault on anything and everything Trump, the literal Sicario-style assassination of a Patriot Prayer member in the streets of Portland, followed by Antifa members and BLM members cheering in the streets and dancing to music after said incident. Events which Joe Biden has yet to condemn. Leftist groups on the streets, which the Joe Biden campaign, and more specifically Kamala Harris, donated to fundraise for their bailout money. And they try to tell you they're the party of unity, with Time magazine releasing this. Time's commemorative cover, A Time to Heal. President-elect Joe Biden, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris usher in a new era. Time to heal. This election has done nothing but sow division to an even greater extent. A shady electoral process left many wondering if democracy was even upheld in the first place, while the powers that be try to silence those who have questions, telling you to shut it and accept the results. Regardless of the irregularities, listen to your overlords in the Democratic media and the oligarchy of Silicon Valley. It's hypocrisy, thy name. And not to be too hyperbolic or extreme, but honestly, it makes me sick to my stomach. After following the media coverage, following Silicon Valley and what they've done over the last couple years, it makes me sick to my stomach to see them morally grandstand in this way and pretend as if nothing happened. They've abused and abused and abused you and your loved ones and your president for years. And they just want you to forget about it. Let it go. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just politics. Just like Kamala said during the debate, she called Joe Biden a racist during the Democrat debates. It was a debate.
You landed haymakers on Joe Biden. I mean, his teeth were like chiclets all over the stage. And now I believe you that you're fully supportive of him. How does that transition happen? How do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you, and now you guys seem to be pals?
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate.
But it wasn't politics. It was something much deeper than that. It was something sinister, something deeply, deeply immoral. And those wounds will not heal based on a shoddy election where Democrats got destroyed down ballot, but somehow Joe Biden takes the Rust Belt. And before all is said and done, the Democrats are already trying to claim power and trying to get you to fall in and accept their abuse. In an absolutely ideal world, people should come together. In the real world, I don't know if those those wounds will heal in the way that some people think they will. But that's pretty much what I got for you. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe. Check out my second YouTube channel, HiveMind. The link's in the description. Like I said, I'm going to be making a couple extra videos every week, and those will be HiveMind exclusive, so if you guys want to be up to date on that, you can subscribe to that channel. Now I got to get back to work. There's a whole lot of hypocrisy, of course, which must be exposed on a daily basis. So I'm going to get to that. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.